Hey guys, Lord Tamerlane back with more obscurities in miniature, and today we're taking a look at another Titan Forge kit. This is Garzel Gaz and Chompy. Garzel Gaz being the dude on top, Chompy being the big three-headed werewolf Kerberos thing on the bottom. This is part of Titan Forge's Drakskull's Menace line of undead greenskins. You can get kind of a good look at him there. With an undead skeleton orc on a throne on top of a big giant monster. So, high quality resin, good to know. These are the earlier models that Titan Forge did when they were still working primarily with traditionally hand sculpted materials. These days everything is CG renders, but no, this is good old fashioned handcrafted stuff. So first up, we got a nice 40mm base, and one thing I really liked about most all of the bases that Titan Forge has done is they are very characterful. You can see, and it's just a nice charming touch that you don't seem to see as much of with the 3D printed stuff. I shouldn't say 3D printed, but CG rendered. Whatever, I'm rambling, but yeah, nice little touches. All right, let's see what we got. We got a weapon of some kind that's bent, but that's nothing we can't work with. Interesting looking blade. Here are our werewolf legs. Again, these are traditionally sculpted by hand. I'm not sure if that's a peg for attaching or just a bunch of leftover resin. I'm guessing leftover. Oh, I was going to say leftover resin, but I was wrong. So here's Chompy's heads. They do like our mechanical jaw. Almost reminds me of something that the Skaven would run, especially with the bone head. It's big, by the way. I know I don't have them handy, but just to give you a good indication, here's our traditional witch hunter friend. Body is just as large, if not larger. We'll pop that on. Hey, and things actually kind of fit together reasonably well. I don't know which way he's supposed to go. I'm assuming that way. Gonna need some green stuff back there, or at least some trimming, but that's not too big a deal. So you can see him standing like that. Again, good sized model. I'm reminded of Thanquol and Boneripper, but here is our undead orc friend, who shall perch on top. One of our paws. I wish he had more paws. Boneripper's cooler with his extra arms, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and all. Here's the throne itself, and it looks like this is going to be the attaching point. That is going to plug it in. A little cleanup there, but nothing too horrible. Pretty cleanly cast, actually. I gotta say, this is actually a lot cleaner than a lot of the other models I've built from Titan Forge. I'm assuming this is a shoulder pad. Well, it's a shoulder pad for one of them. Chompy's shoulder pad. So I'm assuming it goes right there. What else we got? Our orc's cape. Nothing exciting. A little bit rough on the bottom of it. And then we have the other arm with a rock in it. I'm assuming it's using that rock for balancing. And last but not least, an orc arm. The other arm is actually attached to the weapons haft, and then we actually have a blade here that a little bit of finagling. We'll get it on there. Anyway, doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated to build, but I'm going to grab those clippers and glue, and we will see just what we've gotten ourselves into. Not bad. Alright, give me a sec, we'll put them together. Alright, our Kerberos friend is finished. Let's get a little bit closer look on here. So, the torso and the legs attach pretty easily. He's got this nice supporting arm here with the rock. His upper extended paw sticking out. I didn't have a difficult time getting this post for his throne or whatever's going on there attached. You can see at least I figured him in the right spot because these chains all kind of lead to the same spot, and I'm assuming it's going to be this clamp there. The shoulder pad just kind of fit in with the contours of the body, and that's one thing I've noticed with these Titan Forge models, especially the earlier kind of hand sculpted, more, I don't want to say amateurish, but just more old school style ones. A lot of those contours are there for a reason, and it's really to help what looks like it might be flash might actually be, you know, lines and just filling ballast, I guess, to help facilitate getting the model together. So I'm assuming he looks like he's going to actually fit on to the base like so. He's got kind of, I'm assuming it's like a broken tombstone in his hand anyway, and it kind of all just works together there. You'll notice he keeps wanting to fall over. It's kind of hard getting him just in the right spot, but I figure once he's actually glued on the base, that should be less of a problem. Then there's the actual rider. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be an orc or a goblin. He seems kind of small, so even just putting him, I mean, yeah, I know he's dead, but I'm actually leaning more towards a goblin than a orc. My original prognosis was he was an orc, but he looks really small. I had the worst time trying to figure out how this cape was supposed to go on. It was really easy figuring out the arms, but then the haft of the weapon kind of got in the way of where the cape was supposed to go. I'm fidgeting and fussing with it for a long time, and then I realized, oh, it just kind of snaps into the side there, as you can see, because the other issue was this throne where everything's supposed to sit. It was going to be an issue if the cape was supposed to be flowing out. You'll notice that his weapon's blade does not match what I showed you originally. That's because within moments of me trying to glue it together, it was lost, and I searched for it for days and days. Yes, I filmed this over the course of a few days. But naturally, as soon as I glued this one on, I want to say this is off an Iron Jaws GW Orc weapon haft. I mean, it looks pretty decent. Naturally, it shows up. So he's supposed to just sit like so, and naturally, as soon as I put him onto the base, everything's just flying and falling over. So I'm going to keep things separate for the time being, at least until he is actually all glued together. Now, I had him balanced before. Can I do it again? It doesn't seem like he wants to. How does it stack up compared to other models? Well, here we have our typical orc. Just to give a good size example, he's quite diminutive in regards to our friend here, our human as well. I'm curious how he would stack up with like mantic goblinoids and orcs. So I grabbed somewhere, where is he? I know I have him. I found one of my old school Basilians that I don't even think has been bothered to get sealed yet, but just to get a good idea. We'll at least leave that to the side in case you wanted to throw in some wolves. I don't know why, but, you know, if you want to use it as a wolf faction. And a lot of times, I know at least in Kings of War, the undead have the werewolves. So, using some Wrath of Kings models as size examples, you can see that they look like they could really blend in well. They're quite the big ones. Heck, I even have my Ravener here hanging out. I mean, you can really probably get away with tossing him in, even with or without the rider, into a werewolf army. With a little bit of green stuff, you can smooth that over, turn it into armor plates, leave this off, and you got yourself a three-headed monstrosity werewolf. Hell, you know, strap some blades on it, put a couple pipes and containers of various liquids, and who knows, maybe it's a Skaven weapon. I don't know. But how many undead Kerberos werewolf men with undead goblinoids and armor do you have in your collection? Because as of right now, this is the only one I can think of. So quite a unique figure, despite a few curiosities in terms of building that I came across. Everything went together pretty smoothly, and it's pretty neat. So if you're interested, check out Titan Forge's stuff. They do make quite a few unique varieties of their own designs that fit in well with other fantasy games, and I will say my fond farewells because it's time to go. This is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching. Bye-bye.